very warm welcome to the Isshin MEIJI Stadium full midweek fixture list for J2, and an important game for both of these teams in the grand scheme of things. For the home side, Renofa, who have a good record at home. Their away record is actually the worst in the division. They've got 39 points. They are 7 above the bottom two and still peering over their shoulders. They are not in particularly good form. They are heavily reliant on their home form. Directly above them and a point better off are Zweigen, who, like their hosts of today, are peering very cautiously over their shoulders. One thing they have got going for them is they've got a very good record in this stadium. They've won 4 of their last 6 visits, just 1 loss in that time. Zweigen can quite rightly call the Isshin MEIJI Stadium a happy hunting ground. But it is a long journey for a midweek fixture. 700-kilometre trek from Kanazawa in the north coast down to Yamaguchi down in the westernmost part of the Honshu Island. They've still travelled with support to back them, Zweigen. A win today would be a huge stride towards safety. Zweigen have 40, which is supposed to be the benchmark of survival. Not necessarily the case this year. Checking up on the two teams. The home side have made 3 changes. They've refreshed things mainly in the attacking unit. Daisuke Takagi coming in at right wing back. Takaya Numata and Joji Ikegami also starting. Visitors Zweigen are limited to just 2 changes, and they are forced upon them because Shintaro Shimada and Daisuke Matsumoto both picked up injuries at the weekend, and both have failed to travel today. Rick Matsuda and Kazuya Onohara are the 2 players coming in. Goalkeeper Kentaro Seki, 13 years at Vegalta. He joined in 2021. He's been one of the top performers statistically in J2 this season. Very experienced goalkeeper. His coach, Yoshihiro Natsuka, is very happy with what he's got from his manager this season.
まずは新加入選手たちが非常にフィットしていますけれども、監督の目にはどう映ってますか？
もうこのぐらいやってくれると思ってましたんで、はい。
それを加えてのチーム状況というのはどう見てますか？
徐々にね、やろうとしているサッカーが、できてきてるので、それを今日も、金沢さん相手にぶつけていきたいと思います。
その相手金沢ですけれども、どんな印象ですか？
もう強度も高いですし、個々のねデュエルのところも、強いですし、カウンターも鋭いので、そういうところをしっかりと、抑えながら、自分たちのサッカーをしたいと思います。
その個々のデュエルのところ、非常に守備も特徴的だと思うんですけれども、どう剥がしていきましょうか？
もう出して動く、もうそこに尽きると思います。今までやってきたことをやれば剥がせると思っています。
そしてカウンターの話もありましたけれども、守備のポイントいかがですか？
やっぱりね、特徴的ですし、金沢さん中に人数割きますので、そこはまずはやらせないところで、クロスに対してもしっかりと、ケアするようにしていきたいと思います。
At the other end, Yuto Shirai is another goalkeeper that's been there, seen it and done it. He's now in his 5th season with the club, the 33-year-old. Something of a youngster compared to the man 3 years his senior at the other end. But it is 12 matches since he last kept a clean sheet. They've conceded 24 goals in their last 9. And Zweigen, they've been leaking goals, and they had steadied the ship after a disastrous run.
まずは過酷な連戦の中ですけれども、選手たちの戦いぶりどうご覧になっていますか。
90分通してね、いいプレーがずっとあるわけではないけども、狙いを持ったプレーが毎試合あるので、それを回数増やして、得点につなげれればと思ってます。
前節を受けてフィードバックをしたことはどういったことでしたか。
細かなところは修正しなきゃいけないんだけども、正しいポジションを取り続ける攻守ね、それが大事だよということは言ってます。
そして今日は対山口ですけれども、改めて今の山口どう見ていますか。
選手が何名か変わって、攻守のバランスが非常に良くなったというふうに見てます。
警戒すべきポイントはいかがでしょう。
後ろからねボールをこうつないでくるんだけども、そこをこうずるずるこう引かずに、こっちの狙いを持った場所でプレスかけてボールを奪うっていうことが一つ大事かなと思ってます。
It's certainly not a must-win game, but it's a game where the winners will pull themselves potentially 10 points clear of the relegation places with just a handful of matches to play. It's just 6 matches to play after today. Renofa have actually got a better home record than Rosso in 4th and Vegalta in 5th. But they have the worst away record in J2. They therefore will be very happy that they are on home soil today. But they have only won 1 of their last 6 home matches. And the last one here was a very entertaining 3-3 draw with the then league leaders Yokohama. They can mix it with the big guns. They'll be hopeful they can pick up 3 points today to move away from that bottom pack. Incidentally, Iwata, Gurula, Morioka are a point above the relegation places at half-time. They are 1-1 with playoff hopefuls Jeff Chiba. That's the early kickoff today at the Iwajin Stadium, Morioka. Up in the north. 2 sets of players coming out here at the Isshin MEIJI Stadium in Yamaguchi. Renofa and Zweigen. Rather hopeful they might be part of the playoff picture. There has been a stage this season when both were looking up rather than down. They are ominously looking down at the moment. I was mentioning just before we heard from Masaka Yanagashita, coach of Zweigen, just a few moments ago, that they went on a disastrous run just recently, did Zweigen. And they seem to have recovered. They lost 5 matches in succession, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and then 2 games by 4 goals to 1. So 5 defeats in a row by 3 clear goals. But since then, they've lost just 1 of their last 4. That was at the weekend away at Jeff United. That defeat at Jeff United. Even Zweigen occupying 18th in the table. A point behind and a place behind today's hosts. Zweigen in their away strip today of all white as opposed to the red. It's the amber and black of Renofa, who make 3 changes today. Yoshioka, Tanaka and Takai drop out. Takagi, Numata and Ikegami are the three players coming in. Saturday's away win ended a run of 4 straight losses. First away points since July. If they could have matched their home form away from home, they would have surely been up and amongst the playoff contenders. In fact, perhaps even better off. And this is a division where 12 of the 22 teams in J2 this season have a better away record than they do at home. There are more away wins than home wins in the J2 this season. But Renofa are bucking the trend. They are the exception to the rule. Zweigen make 2 changes. Riku Matsuda and Kazuya Onahara coming in for the injured pair of Shintaro Shimada and Daisuke Matsumoto. Both of those players dropping out. They don't travel to this game with injury. They'll play a 4-4-2. 10-goal Matsumichi Hayashi is the man who they'll look to for the goals, alongside Toyoda, who is his foil, but has scored 6 himself this season. It's a dynamic partnership. Renofa's goals are spread more equally around the side. Tonight's sole striker, Tsubasa Umeki, has yet to score this season. Today's referee is Tomokazu Sato. 2 veteran goalkeepers face to face with one another. Switching players in a huddle. Just about ready to get underway. The meeting between these two in May at the Ishikawa Kanazawa was won by Zweigen, the home side, by a 1-0. That goal came in the very last minute of the game. Nudged away by Shoji. Matsumoto. It's behind for a goal kick off of Ikegami. Kari Manabe is fit again, but on a bench for Renofa. There's 7 substitutes. 4 have scored multiple goals this season. Got plenty of firepower on the bench, Renofa. Up in the air from Sato, the captain. Experienced midfield man is Sato. For coach Yoshihiro Natsuka. Played up towards Umeki. Back in the midfield by Fujimura. Matsuda. Just run away from Oishi. Fujimura It's a decent looking ball. Hayashi, can he hit it? Well, he can. Look to try and guide it into the far corner, but he's overcompensated and drilled it well wide. First real sighting of the goal from either side. It comes after 2.5 minutes. Disappointed. Hayashi. Not to have at least hit the target there. Hayashi with 10 goals this season. Takahashi. Tagagi. Really got going at the moment. Renofa. Yasuda. Too heavy. Saki. Hayashi, who leads the line for Zweigen, is one of 9 players that have scored 10 or more goals this season in J2. He's only got half of what the Yokohama top scorer Koki Ogawa has got. He's got 20. There's a little warning sign. It's always hearing there's a goal going in elsewhere. MEIJI YASUDA 1, Oita Trinita 0. And that result could take the team directly below these two to within touching distance of these two. I think MEIJI YASUDA will be okay. I saw them the other week, very well-organised outfit in my opinion. They've got more than enough to survive in J2. They won at the weekend and they're on the march again tonight. That was a ball over the top towards Hayashi again. Steered away by Ikoma, former Yokohama Marinos player. Strong challenge coming in. Namata. Carefully watched by Shoji, good defending. Backwards for Son. And then May with the clearance. Matsuda back to goalkeeper Shirai. Shoji. Renofa averaging just under 3,500 for home matches this season. It's gone quiet without the beaten drum. Suda's ball. It's cut out by May. Solid from Shoji. Straight out of play. 6.5 minutes gone. Still goalless in the game here at the Issue Milai Stadium. Searching ball. One that runs straight out for a throw. progress coming from Hashimoto. 2 goals from the left-hand side this season. The 22-year-old. Good interception by Takayuki Mei, and he carries the ball forward. Kensuke Sato. All the way back to goalkeeper Seki. From one goalkeeper to the other. Yuto Shirai, the captain's armband. Interesting, but effective. Found Oishi. Fujimura can't find a way through. It's Mate. Trying to make a way forward. Naruka runs straight into an opponent. Got him in the face in the process as well. Not a lot he could do about it. Right into the shoulder of Toyota. The 20-year-old is okay. Promising young midfield player. Normally capped at under 17 level by Japan. In 10 minutes gone. Kagami. It's flicked on. Goalkeeper punches. Turned back in rather quickly by Umeki. Deflected behind for a corner off of Honoya Shoji. It's the first real presence from Renofa in that Zweigen penalty area. Goalkeeper opted to punch. Options lined up on the edge of the area. Indeed, it's an out swinger and a header over the top by Namata. Zameki, in fact. The only goal so far. Kamata's 4th minute goal for Amiya Ardija. And the strugglers are leading against playoff hopefuls Oita Trinita. In a game at the NAC 5 Stadium in Saitama. 10 minutes into the second half, still Grula Morioka 1, Jeff United Chiba 1. That's at the Origin Stadium up in Morioka. Slide rule pass down the line from Mei. Half chance apiece. Still 0-0, 12 minutes gone. Last September's meeting here was a 4-1 home victory for Renofa, who did the double over Zweigen. Previous 2 seasons, Zweigen done the double over Renofa. 2018, both meetings were drawn. So, in each of the last 4 seasons, when these two have been together. The home result and the away result have been the same. In which case, pile all your money on Zweigen, who won in the very last minute of the home fixture back in May by 1-0. Shimoto. Sato, captain, forward by Nakura. Adija 1, Oita Trinita 1, an equaliser from the Brazilian Sousa Pereira after just 12 minutes in that game. Getting all the goals in that game at the NAC 5 Stadium. Still 0-0 here. 13 minutes gone. Takayuki Mai. Is it returned from a spell at Matsumoto Yamaga for his second spell with the club. Takahashi into the line of fire for Ikigami. Haruka. Hashimoto. It's a good ball in. Well, it just needed a touch. It didn't quite come for Tsubasa Umeki or Ikigami. Nearly come for Takagi, who pulled it back again. This kick from Takagi. Managed to win it back. Renofa. An equaliser for Oita means that all 11 fixtures that are playing at the moment are currently level. To the channel. You get the cross in Namato, he can. He does keep it in play. Looks a little like a handball, and the referee had a perfect view. Takagi did stick his shoulder down into it, didn't he? Former Tokyo Verdy player is penalised. Yeah, he leads his hand in. I thought it might have struck him on the shoulder, but looking at it again there, reached out and touched it with his hand, didn't he? 15 gone. Stumbling past the challenge, Yoyoda. Oishi. It's a dangerous looking ball in. Trying to flick the ball on was Hayashi. But in an offside position is Matsumoto. Don't forget to join us, 1400 hours Japanese time, 0600 BST this Saturday as we bring you live coverage from the Soyu Stadium in Akita. Blabitsa take on relegation threatened Thespa Kazutsa Gunma. Both teams still in the relegation battle. Coverage starts 10 minutes ahead of kickoff. That's this Saturday. Trying to release the ball from deep Naruka. He's got a great range of passes, the young 20-year-old midfielder. He's on loan from Shimizu S-Pulse. He certainly looks a talent. In the middle of that park. Weekend does see the afternoon kickoffs reappear now that the hot summer weather has started to wear off. Autumn is upon us. It's the monsoon season. Last couple of weekends we've covered matches on here where pitches have been fairly wet. Track around the pitch has been littered with puddles. Not quite the case today. It's a little cooler tonight than it has been in recent match days. That looked like offside, but there is no flag at the moment. Umeki lets it come down and then enters the penalty area, and as he does so, the assistant referee on the far side does finally decide to take action and lift his flag. He looked a mile off, didn't he? Tsubasa Umeki. Pitch back by Onara. That's a quick ball into the box, and well, it should have been perhaps on target. It's gone behind for a corner off of Toyoda. Good ball in for MEIJI, but it caught Renofa on the back foot. Quick ball wide for Manohara. Goal kick in the end. It didn't take a deflection. I thought it took a deflection, but it didn't. Shimoto. Kentaro Seki, the goalkeeper. Almost 20 minutes played. Fairly even opening. Two fairly evenly matched sides, which, given the look at the league table, where they are pretty much neck and neck with one another, it's not exactly a surprise. This is Naruka. Koma. Mai. Son with the clearance. It's a foul. Looked to be an awful lot wrong with the challenge from Mikigami. Takahashi with a challenge, in fact. Stepping out from the back. Free kick. Foul on Matsumoto, who's on loan from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Scored 3 goals from midfield this season, Matsumoto. Haven't seen much of Hayashi so far. Sato. Mate. It's good running from Hashimoto. Gets the cross in to the edge of the box. It's picked up nicely from Onohara. Shot from distance from Hashimoto, which was well wide. Metro Trinito now 2-1 up in the game at Amiya Adisha. Having trailed at one point. Carved ball forward, trying to pick out the run of Hayashi. Janita could go up to 4th as things stand. Still 10 points off of the promotion places. Ball into the box, which was defended well by Ikoma. It's another dangerous ball in. Does have a good delivery on him. Rohayushi. It's going to be delivered in underneath the crossbar with an in-swing up. Good take by Seki. Chance to step out from Naruka. It's wide again. He's coming into the game at the moment, Oishi. This time the ball easily taken by Seki. It's an injury to Naruka, the young midfielder, who's gone down. Medical staff want to just check him out. Quick reminder, we are back on Saturday, the earlier time, 0600 BST, 1400 Japanese time. It's an afternoon kickoff. It's at the Soyuz Stadium in Akita. It's a big one as well. Blitzer take on relegation rivals Thespa Kazatsu Gunma, who are currently in the bottom two. They need points desperately, and they are running out of matches. Just 6 matches left to play after today. Both sides still in the relegation battle. Coverage starts 10 minutes ahead of kickoff. That's this Saturday, 0600 BST time, and Japanese time 1400 from the Soyuz Stadium in Akita. Of those two sides, Blitzer are playing today. They're away at Tokyo Verde. They're currently 0-0. And Thespa also in action today. And they're currently at home to Ryukyu. The bottom two taking on each other. We'll keep a very close eye on that one. It's currently 0-0. Coming up to half an hour gone in that game. Painful one for Haraku Naruka. Does get an apology from Yohei Toyoda. It's limping heavily. The 20-year-old is going to come off just for a moment. Use that as the opportunity as a quick drinks break, the two teams. Looks like he's going to be okay to return. Very popular young midfielder. He's been very impressive this season. He's been impressive early on today. Good retention of the ball, good use of his passing, good range of passing. Meki's flick. It's away by Nagamina. Nagamina again. Shoji. Tiger Sun. Somehow made its way through to Toyota. And as a result, he was offside. Long ball forward by Takahashi, all the way through to goalkeeper Shirai. Tiger-san. Well, by the slide from Sato. With the clearance. Shoji again to Son. Nagamina. Neatly inside to Fujimara. Kagami's played it wide. It needs a good ball in, and it was a good ball in from Takagi. It's made it all the way through to Hashimoto, tries to squeeze one through. And then backward header, and it could have gone absolutely anywhere from Numata. And the goalkeeper, Yuto Shirai, leaps to lay claim. Came off his defender, and for a moment there, it looked like it might fly in off of Matsuda for an own goal. Goalkeeper reacted quickly and wisely. Coming up to half an hour gone. Yashi, Inara, take a son to Nagamina. Nagamina trying to make the run down the left-hand side. He does have 5 assists down the left-hand side, the 21-year-old Yuto Nagamina. Real success story for Zweigen this season down the left. He hasn't had a chance to get down into the Renofa half so far. To the penalty area. It was a wise run from Fujimara from the flick from Matsumoto, but run through to Kentaro Seki. Flag is up and the referee's given a free kick. Renofa. We've got some interesting games coming up. On Sunday against Oita for an away trip to Iwata, Grula Morioka, then bottom club Ryukyu. Then they go to Thespa and then Grula Morioka. 3 matches against the bottom 3 below them. Destiny is certainly in their own hands. Renofa. So too Zweigen, who host Oita Trinita in a tough match this Saturday before a trip to Iwata. Grula Morioka themselves the following weekend. Hashimoto, dangerous looking ball in. Plays the way he's facing Tiger-san. Corner's going to be out swinging from Hashimoto. It's very deep, and it's mishit by Takahashi. Flies across and out. Didn't really grab hold of it at all. It's a goal kick. A couple of chances early on, one apiece. Not really much to talk about otherwise. 12 minutes to go to half time. Good defending. Take us on. Shuji. Matsumoto. That's a good ball. Oisha, the chest down. It's a brave header under the circumstances by Ikome. Benier from Sato. Takahashi. Defending was a bit rough around the edges there from Renofa. Games currently being played. This is one of 8 that are still 0-0. Ball delivered from deep by Matsuda. The header came off of a Renofa player, Takagi. Just the right side of the goal of the corner flag from a Renofa point of view. It's only a throw, not a corner. Take a Son. Nagamina. Son again. Onohara. He's going to hit one. Oh, that's a fantastic goal. One out of the blue. And it silences a home crowd. And Zweigen take the lead to the delight of their small pocket of travelling fans who have made that rather lengthy journey. 700 kilometres down from the north coast, but it was worth it just to watch this one fizz in. Onohara, let's have a go, shall we? There's not been too many shots in this game, and he really got hold of that with the left foot. And why not? Was moving. It might have just taken a very slight nick to help it beyond the goalkeeper. That's a superb finish. A jaw-dropping strike from 30 yards out. And it's Zweigen Kanazawa that take the lead in a game that has been void of too many chances. Well, sometimes it's wise to back an outsider to go against the norm. And he really did thunder that one home. Kazuya Onohara only in the side today because of injury to Shintaro Shimada. And he's come in and he has unleashed an unstoppable shot for his first goal of the season. His first goal in Zweigen colours. Kanazawa Onohara, the 25-year-old who only signed recently from the Portuguese third-tier side, Oliveirense, has really made an impact with a sensational goal. Well, I won't lie to you, the game itself hasn't been too easy on the eye. But that goal's more than made up for it, hasn't it? There are many managers in football that would frown upon any player to hit a ball from that distance out, but sometimes you've got the feeling, you've got the hammer and the power, why not? Incidentally, in the form table, down at the bottom, Tokyo Verde bottom, Vegalta Sendai, they were in the promotion picture not so many weeks ago. They're having a horrible time of things at the moment, but they lead away at Tokiji by a goal to nil. Their poor form might just be turned around. Thanks to a goal from Nakayama, his 14th goal of the season. So Vegalta leading at the Kanseki Stadium. Currently 5th in the table. Lost their last 5 matches, Vegalta. They're in horrible form. Home side Takichi, 8 above the drop zone, have drawn their last 2. 3 unbeaten, but they are behind today. Not too many goals about, but we've got one here. Jeff United have taken a big step towards closing in on the playoffs. They're now 2-1 up away at Grula Morioka. Thanks to a goal from Taguchi. They lead in that game. Jeff, 1 loss in 5. Mata beat Mito Hollyhook 1-0 on Saturday to end a run of 6 home losses. They're behind again today. Free kick here. Mia Ardija have equalised against Oita Trinita. Very interesting first half, that one. It's now 2-2 in that game. Matsuda. Shoji. Tegason. Takayuki Mai. To the last 5 minutes of the first half. Shoji, Koma, Mai. Again, Renofa behind will be peering over their shoulder at what's going on beneath them. None of those below them are currently winning, which will be music to the ears of Renofa, who are losing at home here. The home record is one of the best in the division. Their away record is one of the worst. In fact, it is the worst. Not content with one, they're looking for a second, and it needed to be dealt with by May. Cleared by Akoma, but straight into touch. It does come off of Matsumoto. So the throw-in belongs to Renofa. A trail here by 1-0 with 3 minutes of the first half remaining. There will be a little bit of stoppage time for a couple of injury stoppages. Renofa winners on Saturday away at Mishida. Only their second league away win of the season. Ended a run of 4 straight away losses. Hadn't picked up a point away from home since early July. That's why they are down towards the bottom. It's a chase for Remeki, and he's got that. Goalkeeper came a long way, but he got there before him. Gets the cross in, it's taken down nicely on the chest, but lost in transit by Okigami. And eventually a foul by Okigami. Free kick. It's a foul on Taegasun. He's on loan from Sagan Tuasu. Last 2 minutes of the first half. Jeff United are leading here. Zweigen are leading. Elsewhere, no one's leading, apart from Vegalta Sendai, 1-0 at Tokiji. A long throw from Takehashi. He'll get the chance to do it again now. No, he won't. He's going to receive the throw from Sato. Koma. Mei. Shimoto. Naruka. Interesting, that's going to have too much pace. No way was Takagi ever going to catch that. Slightly overhit pass by the captain Kenzuko Seto. Solid header away by Takayuki Mei. Just about to find out how many minutes of added time. Fourth official is out. He's shown us the board, and the answer to that is 2 minutes. By Takahashi, puts a little bit of pressure onto his goalkeeper Kentaro Seki, whose clearance goes straight out of play on the far side. There was nothing he could do about the shot from Kazuya Onahara. Quite possibly a contender for goal of the season in J2. Nearly a minute through, the two added on. Tokyo Verdy in terrible form are losing at home to relegation threatened Blitzer Akita. Blitzer scoring right at the end of the half in that game through Sato. 2 minutes into stoppage time. Blitzer leading at the Ajinomoto Stadium against Tokyo Verdy. Verdy without a win in 6, bottom of the form table. Blitzer have won their last 3 away games. They're 8 points above the drop and looking for a 4th successive away win. That 4th successive away win is on the cards. If they were to win that, you would probably put them down as being safe. But Blitzer, that would take them into the promised land, really, with 40 points, 43 points with a win today. Here, the first half is just about to come to an end. Bounce away, and indeed there goes the half-time whistle. Well, not too much to write about in the first half. Renofa against Zweigen was heading towards being a goalless first half, but then Kazuya Onahara decided to rewrite the script single-handedly. He fired one unstoppable left-foot shot past Kentaro Seki in the home goal, and it flew into the top corner from the best part of 30 yards out. It was just about the only talking point of the first half, but a brilliant goal nonetheless, and one that everyone will be talking about in an otherwise drab first half. At half-time, it's Renofa 0, Zweigen 1. Well, two sides still peering over their shoulders with 7 games to go. It hasn't been a classic. This was a good piece of service from the right-hand side from MEIJI. So he had wanted the corner. Sato teed up Hashimoto. His shot was well wide of target. So the ball in from the right-hand side. Hashimoto recycling it from the left. His header came off the defender. It was Matsuda. Forced the goalkeeper to quickly leap to his right and prevent an own goal. And then this happened. Picks up the ball. Onohara gets it onto his left foot and thump. Sensational strike, brilliant. An immense moment from a drab first half. There's no stopping those. Yuto Shirai out for the second half. Look, conversation with the referee, Tomokazu Sato. His opposite number has been beaten today, Kentaro Seki, by the wonderful strike before half-time by Kazuya Onahara. His first goal for Zweigen. I very much doubt he hit a better one whilst wearing the shirt of Zweigen, because it was a wonderful hit, left-footed. Best part of 30 yards out, and this man couldn't do anything about it. In terms of the league table, as things stand, Thespa are ahead. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Thespa are drawing with Ryukyu 0-0 in the battle of the bottom two. That would mean they would leapfrog Grula Morioka into safety. But of the bottom clubs, well, Grula lost earlier 2-1 at home, and none of the bottom 8 are winning. I say that because a win here for Zweigen would take them up to 14th, which is not bottom 8. Blitzer winning as well, that would take them up to 13th. That's the live league table. Of course, things will change over the next 45 minutes or so. A result from earlier on, Jeff United, big 3 points for them. 2-1 win coming from behind against Grula Morioka. And that sends them up to 8th. 4 points off the playoffs, 6 to play. Nudge forward. It's from Meki. Nagamina. Safety first. Pause for thought for Yoshihiro Natsuka. Just to try and plot a way back into this game for his team that trailed by a goal to nil. They don't want to be conceding a second, but they have conceded a corner. Taiga Som with the ball forward. It hit Takahashi. Deflected behind for a corner. Very deep delivery. Headed back across again. Taken well by Seki, the goalkeeper. There's an injury to Taiga Son. Climbed high at the back post to head it back across. It's Matsuda that's down. Matsuda going around the back. Done well to get it across, but then falls into the defender, Mei. Good take by the goalkeeper. Riko Matsuda is okay. Ikoma. Strange touch from Mimeki. Sato. Mei. Comfortably headed away by Shoji. And again, Fujimura. It's a neat turn. And they could be away here. Toyoda, Hayashi. This is Matsumoto. Trying to find a gap between the goalkeeper's hand and the far post. The execution was slightly wrong, but the idea was certainly right. Great running from Hiroya Matsumoto. Just let it run across him. Try to find that gap. Would have needed to have been perfect. And it was just slightly overcompensated by the man on loan from Sam Frek Hiroshima. Win in the air by Takagi. Foul by the frustrated Tsubasa Umeki. Just caught Fujimura. Former Vegalta Sendai player. Taken on the chest by Toyoda. It's a bit of pressure on Fujimura. Nagamina didn't grab hold of that at all. Matsumoto this time. He's on his right foot. He tried to bend it. I think he got caught slightly in two minds. Sent a rather tame shot. Miles wide, really. Birex, top of the table. They've kicked off in the first half away at Vimfore Kufu, who are in the Emperor's Cup semi-final. There are 6 J2 matches without a win. Albirex 7 unbeaten away from home, 5 of those wins, and at the Jet Recycle Stadium, just over half an hour gone. It's Vimfore 0, Albirex 1, and with Yokohama currently drawing 0-0 at Montedio. The early goal from Yota Komi. As things stand, we'll have Albrecht go top, and that's a snapshot towards goal by Ikegami, and that was a decent effort. It's opened up for him, edge of the penalty area. He's cut inside on the right foot. It's a good save, beaten away by Shirai. That's the most extended he's been this evening. That was a good chance for an equaliser in the opening 6 minutes of the second half. Runs back along past Takahashi. Yadanori Takahashi keeps it in. 23-year-old, he joined the club at the beginning of last season from university. Seki, Takahashi, Sakuma. Through the lines to Naruka. Shimoto. Mate. Naruka to Sato, to Naruka. Shimoto. Naruka once more. And to be patient. Looked like a foul from behind, but no, says the referee, who had the perfect view. Snapping back in was May, and then Sato. Steered high up in the air. Header back across from Umeki from Ikegami's high hoist, but nothing comes off it. Really getting the ball away at the moment, Zweigen. Ambitious from Toyota. Hashimoto. It's a flying header from the defender. Hanoya Shoji out for a corner. That could have gone anywhere. Away fans trying to bring their team back to life. Good spell this for Renofa, looking for an equaliser. Just coming up to 10 minutes gone in the second half. Commenced from a largely inappropriate angle, really, by Takahashi, and he got too much height. With it, it flew behind for a goal kick. Matsumoto, that's a good ball in! Somehow he couldn't quite adjust himself, Takaya Numata. So close to making it 7 for the season. Just seemed to get caught somewhere between knee and ankle. And it hit his shin pad and went away from goal. If he could just got a limb of some sort behind it, rather than across it, it would have been 1-0. Matsumoto, but that will run all the way through to Seki. With Zweigen again trying to stem the flow at the moment. Marta. Sato. I wish he was looking to try and break away there, but he wouldn't quite come to him. Matsumoto. Forward by Sato again. Headed by Hashimoto. Straight out of play for a throw. That'll be light relief for Zweigen, who feel they've made a poor start to this second half. Still Vespa nil, Ryukyu nil, in a battle at the bottom two. Massive game, that one. Neither side can really afford to lose that one. Takahashi So back from Naruka. Kuma, Naruka. It's a good turn from Takagi. Chipped down the line by Ikigami. Draw away was from Nagimina. Takagi. Sato once more. Just lashed away by Shoji. Anywhere will do. Trying to compose themselves at the moment, Zweigen. They're just sitting far too deep. They've got to get themselves out. Mika. Hashimoto. Just can't keep hold of the ball at the moment. Zweigen. Naruka goes for goal. We've seen a scintillating shot from distance at that end of the stadium in the first half. This one was from a slightly different angle. It was a test up and it bounced up in front awkwardly for goalkeeper Yue Shirai. We're going to see a change for the visitors, and Oishi, who caused one or two problems down the right hand side, put some good deliveries in. He's going to be replaced by Shunya Mori, who recently returned after 3 seasons with Shonan Bellmare in the J1 League. He's chipped in with 2 goals from midfield this season. It's a like-for-like change. He's more of a fullback and will offer a little bit more solidity down the right-hand side as opposed to the diminutive Oishi, who does like to get forward as a winger, an out-and-out winger. Just wonder if they're going to go more 5 at the back almost. Straight out of play for a throw-in to Renofa, who still trail here by a goal to 0, but have come out with a purpose about them in the second half. They've been a dominant force, but it's still 1-0 to Zweigen. Seki. Naruka. Clever ball from Ikigama. Takahashi. And for the return down the right-hand side. Here's Takahashi. It's fouled. That's a free kick. Chance for a delivery here. Jojo Ikigami standing over the ball. Good delivery. Who knows? It's an interesting one. And thrust towards goal. That's a great strike. Well, if the goal in the first half had venom, then that one had just as much. Superb hit from Takayuki Mei. And it's 1-1. It was a pile driver from the defender. His first goal of the season. If you're going to score your first goal of the season, you've got to hit it ferociously. 2 players have done that now today. That's a really good strike. Sits up nicely for him on the volley. He keeps it down. Eyes on the ball. Right foot through the ball. No chance at all for Kentaro Seki. And it's Renofa who equalise. 1-1. Sweet, sweet strike from Takayuki Mei. And they're immediately going to make a double change. regardless of the fact that they've got their goal. The mat has come off. Takai has come on. Tanaka's come on as well. Well, that was a sensational strike. We've seen two great goals. And there really is nothing you could do to stop goals like that. In the modern era, players are not encouraged to hit the ball from distance as often. Two really good finishes. Gami's the other player to come off. Looks like Takai and Tanaka will be like for like swaps. They were going to make the change, then the ball hit the back of the net and they still made the change. Certainly a point apiece today would not do any lasting damage to either team's survival hopes. That was a foul, most certainly through the back of Toyota. Mate. Cushion back by Hashimoto. Kensuke Sato finding Hashimoto. Takayuka Mei. It's Tanaka. Tanaka again. Trying to make things happen. That's a lovely ball from the substitute into the penalty area. Just needs the pullback. The pullback has managed to find, well, it found Takagi, but he couldn't get enough whip on the ball, and it went wide. Excellent reverse pass from Tanaka. Haruka's ball back in. Takagi. Disappointing finish from him. Recent signing from Gamba Osaka. I say recent, beginning of the season. He scored 5 goals this season. He's perfectly capable of putting those ones in the back of the net. They look like the aside at the moment, Renofa. They are good at home. Takagi. Away by Onahara. Twisting and turning is Hashimoto. Beaten away by the goalkeeper, Hashimoto again. It's another thunderous drive, but this time waves over the bar. Albirex could go back to the top tonight. They're winning. Yokohama 0-0 away at Montedio. Montedio currently 8th, looking for a late burst that would take them into the playoffs potentially. And then away with the ball. From deep is Sato. Takagi. Meki. Take straight into the arms of goalkeeper Shirai. Towering header by Ikoma. Shoji. Nagamina. Fujimura. On to Shoji, and then Matsuda. I just feel like it's a weight lifted from the shoulders as Zweigen. They're no longer ahead. Mr. Shackles, what can they come up with? What can they conjure up? Hayashi. Mori. No Fujimura. Tegason. Nagamina. Back inside onto the right foot. Picked off by the goal scorer, the equaliser, Takayuki Mei. Not for long. To the penalty area, taken down on the chest by Sato. Matsumoto. Happy to take the corner. Quick drinks break. And, quick reminder also that we're back this Saturday at a slightly earlier time, 1400 Japanese time, 0600 BST. It's an afternoon kickoff at the Soyuz Stadium in Akita, big one as well. Blitzer, who are currently winning, taking on relegation threatened Thespa Kasetsu Gunma. Both teams still very much in the relegation battle. Coverage starting at 10 minutes ahead of kickoff. That's this Saturday. Thespa go to Blitzer. Here comes the corner. Safely plucked out of the air by Kentaro Seki. It's fair to say two evenly matched sides. Both sides have scored rockets. It's Tanaka, who's been very involved since coming on as soon as they equalised. That's a lovely turn here, is Tanaka. I said he'd been heavily involved and he's won his side a corner. Lunging challenge on him was by Tega Sun. Tanaka chipped in with 3 assists, the 21-year-old. Recent signing from Vegalta, where he wasn't getting a game last season. He was on the periphery. Joined Renofa. Mainly a starter, but on the bench today. He's got 3 goals this season, 3 assists. Still only 21 years of age. Easy take, goalkeeper Shirai. Hayashi, down by Takai. Time for a drinks break. Vivaren have taken the lead away at Mito. Hollyhock desperately need a victory there to revive their dwindling playoff hopes, and the Brazilian Clayson has found the net with 18 minutes to go in that game at the Case Denki Stadium in Mito. Mito 9 points off the playoffs, VVM 4 points off the playoff. They do have a game in hand. Not tire at looking at the 2 goals that have been scored in this game from Onahara and Mei. Another change. Kento Kuroki comes on, straight swap for Taiga-san. Masamichi Hayashi comes off. And Sugihira is on. Toyoda's off as well. It's a triple change. Shion Niwa is the player that replaces him in attack. So Koihei Sugiura, 4 goals this season. That's up with the American-born Shion Niwa. Ball picked up by Hashimoto. He clears with distance downfield. Niwa challenging. Shoji gets it back from Kuroki. First touch from Kuroki. Good feet from Shoji. Wanted the ball early, Niwa. Instead it goes the other way. Matsumoto. Delivered in, only partially cleared. Just got away from Onahara. Shoniwa, and to throw. Yokohama will extend their unbeaten run. Drawn a lot of games. Those trying to catch up with them are just not making up the ground. With Votis beating Fagiano will be another step in the direction of promotion automatically for Yokohama if they do draw 0-0. Faggy lose, as they are at the moment. Faggy have won each of their last 4, won 6 of the last 7, but they're trailing Tokushima Votis today by a goal to 0. Two most consistent sides undoubtedly are the top 2. Fujimura. Kagi, through ball from Naruka. Cut out by Fujimura. Sugiura beaten to it well by Koma. Stayed down, Sugiura. His ankle. He's caught him on the ankle. It's a painful one. The recently introduced substitute rolling around in pain. Still Thespa 0, Ryukyu 0 in the battle of the bottom 2 at the Shodo Shoyu Stadium. A reminder that we will be covering Thespa this weekend at the Soyo Stadium in Akita. Bloblitza against Thespa. That's this Saturday at the earlier time, 0600 BST, 1400 Japanese time. Koji Yamazi is about to come on, the veteran for Renofa, as they look for a late winner. Talking about Yokohama. Looks like they're heading for another 0-0. I can tell you Montedeo have scored in that game. Montedeo 1, Yokohama 0. Faggy lose it. Don't lose up in the ground on second spot. Albrecht's winning 1-0. Looks like they might be heading towards a title. Albrecht's Niigata 1-0 up. Vimfore Kufu. That will be a throw-in to Zweigen. Maybe a chance now to bring on the veteran, Yamase. Looks like they're also going to bring on Yoshioka for Umeki. Naruka, youngster, who's had a good game. He's replaced by the 40-year-old who is exactly double his age. 100 caps for Japan, Koyuta Sanga, Yokohama F. Marinos. Seeing out the final rights of his career, the 40-year-old. He's got 2 goals this season. He's evergreen. So much experience that he brings to the table. Just over 10 minutes to go. Way to foot it did Takagi, but nothing else. Takagi's gone forward to the front line. Yoshioka coming to the right. Bit of pressure for Shoji. Nagamina dealt with well. Takayuki, mate. There's it for his goalkeeper. Seki. Sato. Mate. Gets it back again. From Take. Take is going over to the left-hand side now. Tanaka back over to the right. And there's Take. Yamase. Blitzer have gone 2-0 up in the game away at Tokyo Verde. We're seeing Blitzer on Saturday against Thespa, of course. Come down. The poor old Yamase, the 40-year-old. He's bouncing up in the air. He just wanted to come down, bring it under control and do something with it. Sides on the fringes of a relegation tussle. Won't frown, but a point apiece would take the home side onto 40, Zweigen onto 41. Thespa only drawing against Ryukyu. It means they just don't lose any ground. That bottom 2 and another game passes. 6 to go. It's a dribbling run. Oh, that would have been a beautiful goal if it had got in. It was on the far side and it was Kazuma Take that came inside and tried to curl it. Just lacked a bit of curl. Shoji. Chest of Niwa. Niwa, former Ehime player. Looks like it's going to be a first loss in 6 for Yokohama. 2-0 down now at Montedio. Montedio won 3 of their last 4 home games, still 6 points off the playoffs. They need that more than Yokohama relative to that, and they're going to get it as well. 2-0 up. 6 minutes to go in that game. 7 minutes to go in this one. Bit of shirt and short pulling. Yellow card as well for Jin Ikuma. Fujimura to take the free kick. Carefully lined up. Rule of 7 with the back for Renofa. Short ball to Matsumoto. Matsumoto. Fujimura. Glancing header. Very dangerous. Needed a taker at the back post from the flick by Sugiura. It's a great ball in for Fujimura. Sugiura with a flick. Just flew beyond both Niwa and Kuroki, the two substitutes. 3 of the 4 substitutes that have come on in the second half, Svečan, deeply involved in that attack, which very nearly saw them back in front again. Flicked up in the air by Takai from the pass from Tanaka. Will be a throw-in to Renofa. We're into the last 5 minutes. Mate. Sato. Takai. Interesting ball in. A goal kick. Clever play by Matsuda to knock it against Hashimoto. Deflects behind for a goal kick. Yuto Shirai. Hashimoto. Straight into the head of Matsuda. Nagamina. Ball down the middle. It's a good take as well. Flag was up against Shion Niwa. Just strayed beyond the last man. Looks like Kazuhito Kishida is just about to come on, the experienced striker for Renofa. Takayuka Mei. Kuma. Takahashi. It's a foul. Free kick, just taken in the wrong position. Takagi will make way for Kishida. Takagi, the former Tokyo Verde player. It's off by Takayuki Mei. 2.5 minutes. Is there to be a late dramatic twist in the tale? Or are these two going to share a point apiece, which in the grand scheme of things is a step in the right direction? Both teams would then be on 41 points. Yoshioka. Not too many on the end of the cross. Managed to get it away with ease, Svečan. Matsumoto. Nahara. Sugiura making the run into the box, but Wanted a little bit too much time, Shinya Mori. He's given the ball away. Sato. Decent turn. So Kishida gets it wide. Tanaka. Yoshioka. Kishida. And Kishida again. Just wide. It was Takaya to Tanaka and Kishida. 3 substitutes. Blending in brilliantly in the penalty area. Gets in front of his man. But the angles weren't particularly suited. To the last minute of the 90. Slips his mark and knee. It's a good nudge from Sugiura. Takes a swipe towards goal, but it was curling away. Didn't really wrap his right foot around it. Pinch back in the midfield, Zweigen. This is a good run forward. Free kick given for the foul on Mori. Foul was by Sato. Holds up an apologetic hand to the referee. 4 minutes of added time. Still time for something to happen in this game. Renofa have come out with much more purpose and vigour in the second half and deserved their equaliser for Takayuki Mei to cancel out Kazuya Onora and his wonder strike in the first half. Two super hits. Standout, Brex Nagata would be 3 points clear at the top, 8 points clear of third place Fagiano. It's a very interesting wall that's been built by Zweigen. Over both walls and took a deflection, so it'll be a corner. Not quite sure what the purpose is of that wall kneeling down. Have to read up on a few coaching manuals that might just give us a clue as to why that is deemed necessary. Corner then to Zweigen. Finishing the stronger here. Knocked out of the air by the goalkeeper, Seki. Tried to run towards the edge of the penalty area and run straight into an opponent. The referee's been quite lenient today, Tomokazu Sato, just the one yellow card for Jin Ikoma. Almost into the last of the 4 minutes of added time. It's now or never, really, for a late winner. Kuroki's header. Matsumoto. Little flick round the corner from Mori. Stretching to get it for Fujimara. Mori's made the run. Matsumoto losing out. Hashimoto. Sato. this really is the last chance. Take. Outside edge of the penalty area, chips it back in. It's a chance. It was a chance for Yoshioka. Well, the former VVN man is yet to score for Renofa. The wait goes on. Sat up nicely for it. Was under a little bit of pressure. There is time for the corner. Goalkeeper punches, and with it the final whistle blows. Well, a point apiece is not to be frowned at from either head coach. Zweigen ahead with a wonderful strike from Kazuya Onahara before half-time, but an equally powerful howitzer from Takayuki Mei, which flew powerfully into the net to give Renofa an equaliser, which they deserved in the second half. Zweigen finished lively, but a draw, a fair result between two sides who are still peering over their shoulder, but they're both now on 40 points and should, 6 games to go, be safe. Final score here at the Isshin MEIJI Stadium. Renofa 1, Zweigen 1.
まずはお疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様です。
勝ち点1を獲得しました。この試合どう振り返りますか？
いや、ホームだったんで、勝てば順位入れ替わるっていうところを考えると、スリーポイント惜しかったですけど、1点取られてから、追いついたところ、逆転する力はなかったですけど、次につながる1ポイントは取れたかなと思います。
その同点ゴールですけれども、すごいゴールが決まりましたね。
そうです、いいとここぼれてきて、相手の股に入ったところで、見えなかったですけど、ゴール入った瞬間は見えて、久しぶりに必死に点取れて、 嬉しかったですし、でも次は勝利につながる点を取れるように頑張っていきたいなと思います。
足に当てるときってどんな意識をされたんですか？
1本目トリックプレーでうまく当たらずちょっと力んでしまったところがあったので、いいとここぼれたときには吹かさずリラックスしてインパクトだけっていうところでいい軌道でゴールの中入ってるのでよかったです。
そして先ほど久しぶりに維新でということもありましたけれども、ゴールの味はいかがでしたか？
嬉しかったですし、さっきも言いましたけど勝利につながるゴールを取れるようにアシスト含めてもっとチームのために頑張っていきたいなと思います。
その勝ち点3プラス2を取るためにチームとしてこれから何が必要になるでしょうか？
最後のクオリティだったり守備では踏ん張るところ、そういうところが大事だと思うので、次も中3日で短い時間ですけど修正して琉球戦に挑みたいなと思います。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
勝ち点1ということになりました。この勝ち点1、今どう振り返りますか？
3にしたかったです。ただ、前半がねのスイッチが入らなかったっていうところがすべてかなと思ってます。後半は、前からいけてたので、前向きで奪えて、攻撃できたんですけど、もうちょっと、整理します。
その前半にスイッチがなかなか入れなかったというのはどういった要因があったんでしょう？
やっぱりちょっと引きすぎちゃったかなっていう、相手のサイドバックに引っ張られすぎたっていう部分があったので、そこをもうちょっと我慢して、切りながらいけたらよかったんですけど、次の課題です。
もう少し橋本選手あたりが前で守備をしたかったという感じですか？
そうですね、やっぱりあそこで捕まに行く、そのためにはやっぱり前からもうちょっと前に、行けてないと捕まえに行けなかったので、そこは、ちょっと修正したんですけど、
後半は非常に攻勢を強めて相手を苦しめるシーンというのも多かったと思いますが、ハーフタイムではどんな指示を送られましたか？
そこのプレッシングのところと、あとはもう押し込んだら、しっかりと幅取って、背後を取りに行こうよっていうことは言いました。
そして追いつけたというところの粘り強さはどう感じていますか？
ホームなんでね、やっぱり逆転する、横浜 FC さんの時もそうですけど、やっぱり逆転する力をつけたいと思います。
では最後、次は連戦の最後のゲームとなります。次に向けてお願いします。
もうこの試合のねの課題をね次に生かしたいと思います。前向きなサッカーをします。
まずはお疲れ様でした。
はい、お疲れです。
この90分振り返っていかがでしょう。
この内容で勝ち点1だったらよかったと思う。自分たちがうまくいってて向こうが嫌がっていることを何度でも続ければいいけど、うちの選手うまくいっていることがわからないのか、やらなくなってしまうんだよね。それがすごく残念。
そのやらなくなってしまったというのは、後半の話ですか。
そうそう、前半もあるんだけど、何人かの選手ね。
そんな中で、しっかり小野原選手が素晴らしいゴールを決めてくれましたが、その小野原選手は守備の部分が非常に19番の沼田選手にかなりついていた。
それぞれの、ポジションであったり、人によって役割ちゃんとあるので、そこはしっかりやってくれたと思う。
自分たちの責任の部分というところをやはり追求していきたいというところでしょうか。
そうですね、だから責任逃れするような選手はやっぱゲームには、出るのは難しいと。
そういうところはどういうふうに高めていきたいですか。選手
もうだからマークを決めて、あなたはこのマークで守備ね、しっかり責任持って自分たちのボールになるまで責任持ってやりなさいということずっとやってるので、もっともっとメンタルも強くならないといけない。
いい試合が前半はできたというところでいくと、伸びしろというところはどう感じてますか。
良かったり悪かったり、
ありがとうございます。
はい。